I really want to welcome everyone here. I'm grateful that you are. And I will do everything I possibly can by the grace of God and see how that spirit moves and see if we can help people to feel even better or whatever you would like me to work with or whatever. And I'll work with one thing at a time. And when I do, you might experience something either immediately or over time. I don't know. It's God's world. It's not mine. And I try to fit into it the best that I can. And I just say, okay, boss, you take over, whether it be a he, she, it, God, source, creative consciousness, or whatever you want to call it, it doesn't care. And so when I do call on you, please, just tell me one thing physiologically or biologically or neurologically or whatever, just one thing. And if it's both your arms, just tell me one arm. And next week we'll do the other arm. And you can, in the interim, just walk around like this. But, or if it's a leg, whatever. And I won't work with anything emotional. I don't want to, have someone's stuff out there for the whole world. And these, this is put onto a private channel on YouTube, a channel on YouTube that other people may see. And so I want to keep it kosher, and I don't want to, portray personal stuff about anyone. I do see people by appointments. And if you're interested in an appointment with me, I do it either telephone or FaceTime or Zoom. And a buddy of mine helped me upload Skype, which I don't know how to work yet. And so we can try that too. I don't know how it works, but we can try it. And let's see. Other than that, I also see people in person. And yeah, thanks for putting that up, Lynn, on the sidebar. And let me see here. I do have an office here now in Colorado. So if anyone's in Colorado and wants to see me, please feel free. And that's the other way I see people. Other than that, you may experience something happening with you while I'm working with you. And if you do, great. If you don't, God doesn't care. It's still going to do something. And, the ones that do experience something or feel something immediately, that's because they need to. The ones that don't need to. There's no right or wrong, good or bad. So if you don't, that's fine. Don't think that nothing has happened, please. Oftentimes people will experience something walking down the street 2 weeks or 2 months later and say, oh my God, when did this leave me? I don't know, things that they've had for 50 years or 5 years or a month. I don't know how it works, when it works, why it works. I can teach it, but I don't know how God works in its way for the person personally, whatever is needed. Any questions I can try to answer anything, please, about healing or about myself or what I believe in, anything, please feel free to express, and I'll try to answer it. Anything from anyone.
Mark?
Yes.
Mark, if healing is not meant, as you say, God's will, then we must endure whatever it is, because there must be some lesson wrapped up in it.
Well, I don't agree with the enduring part. And because that means we have to suffer. Yeah. I say sometimes there's something that will happen with us, and if we can accept it, there's something that will happen with us that we can live with it easily, and it no longer bothers us, or it no longer is killing us.
Makes sense. So it could be some pain. You could have some pain, but the suffering is optional.
The suffering is optional. It's our identification most often. Most often.
Thank you.
And for some people, you know, it's a frame of reference, and we live in the suffer for some people. And, you know, a whole life would have to change in order to come to peace with it.
Thank you.
And I do know some people that do suffer, and, you know, so I don't know how else to answer that, hon.
That's perfect.
Mark, it's Bruce here.
Yes, Bruce.
I've heard it said that healing is revealing, so that there's something to be learned, and so something to be revealed. What's your thinking on that?
I personally, you know, that's a whole world of conversation, but at the same time, we're going through a change, and that's what's important. There's a change within us when, say, if I work with someone and something happens with them, many people will go back to the way that they thought prior, and
Right.
that sometimes will negate the prayer that's been done. And but if we can take a look at ourselves, say, oh my God, for right now in my life, this is gone. And if we can accept that in that moment, then other times, quite often, it will not only be gone in future event where it's been bothering us, but it'll also, the causes of it will be gone as well. And because there's a change that happens with the healing. There's an emotional, first there's a mental, then an emotional, then a physiological, biological change. There's some people that I've worked with say that there was one particular fellow years ago that I worked with, his first story comes to mind, and he had a literal, he had a hole in his leg from a bullet. And you can actually see through it, and it was painful for him, and he didn't want to get it surgerized where he'd get it closed up or anything else. The doctor said it wasn't necessary, it was clean, and skin had formed around it, and it was painful, and he lived in pain because of the nerve damage in that. And I don't know why he didn't go to a neurologist, get the nerve blocks or whatever. I don't know the situation medically. And so I worked with him, and he still, he no longer had pain, and the hole actually closed to some degree. So how it works, I don't know. And to what degree God is going to do, I don't know. But he no longer had the pain in it, but he had memory. He had memory of the bullet, and that bothered him all the time. He had memory of the incident where the bullet went through him, and that bothered him all the time. And then eventually the discomfort came back again. So, and if he had let go of that memory, you know, and integrated it within himself, as far as not as a horrible memory anymore, and taking a look at himself and the people that had created such a thing, then, you know, if he had come to peace with that, it would have stayed gone.
Yeah, interesting.
And that's just the way it is, you know. It's not that way with everyone, but there's a change that happens within, and it's following up with that change. It's taking it seriously. And all right, real briefly, this is every week. So unless otherwise announced, if I'm out of town or doing something different, but it is most every week. And once a month, I believe it's September 15th is the next gathering where people get to ask questions. And it's mostly questions. I work with a few people. And then I have a workshop that we're doing now. It's healing with thought, and there's several people that are attending. And if anyone wants to buy into it, still, it's available to them. If you talk to Lynn at who's my main hub of everything that goes on the internet and stuff. And her email address is admin@markearlix.com, and she'll get the email. She loves to chat with people, and she can, get you into the class. And it's on a private YouTube channel where no one else can get in, so it's just for the people that signed up for the class. And then whatever you miss, like there's some people who miss a day or part of a day or 2 days, they'll have access to the video as a special link to that. And so no one can ever really miss a video, a class, a workshop that I give online. It is available, and it's a dynamic, deep class, really awesome. Healing through thought. And it's for 4 days, an hour and a half a day. And then I already mentioned the appointments. Please, from your heart, there's a place on my website that you can gift or gift supporting from the heart, whatever you want, doesn't matter. But it also helps you to open up when you do give something from your heart. And then I don't think there's anything else for this month. So take advantage of these things. All right. Real briefly, any other questions? Sue L. Hey, are you there, Sue? All right. All right. Who's Mech? MEK. All right.
Ariella, and I changed it.
Oh, okay. All right, wonderful. All right, and if anyone's having difficulty with the cameras or anything, it's on the bottom left-hand corner. You just click the red line through the camera and it'll open it up. All right, so let's see. Wendy, my dear, how you doing? How was the last healing circle for you?
Nothing's changed.
Okay.
I'm tired most of the time. I won't go through my whole diatribe, but just lack of energy. And I'm, dealing with some different doctors to see if we can figure out what the hell is going on with me.
With your energy?
Well, it's just energy. I don't know whether, right now I'm a gastroenterologist. We're trying different approaches, whether it's leaky gut, whatever the heck it's called. Yeah, it's been going on for a while, and I've talked to you about it. And like today, I just really almost no energy. I slept for an hour and a half, wake up too early, went outside today and did like 3 hours worth of gardening. So I pull myself, I do it anyway.
Yes.
Because you have to do it anyway.
Yeah.
And try, and I've been reading some interesting books. I know you're not into epigenetics or whatever it's called, but
Yeah.
it's the power of positive thinking and waking up saying, instead of saying, oh my God, it's morning, I'm going to feel awful. It's like, then you will feel awful, so I'm just trying to be positive.
All right.
Whatever it is,
So,
it is.
what I'm suggesting, if you're doing that, I've often talked to people about when you're going to sleep at night, imagine to image in action with all your heart, all your feelings, all your senses. Imagine waking up the next morning and opening up a window and have the light shine in on your face, on your chest, and feeling how good that feels when you're going to sleep, doing that for the next day.
Right.
You can also, so when you do that, that has a potential to help you to have more life in your life. And you can also utilize that in that night without thinking or analyzing or critiquing or going into analysis or whatever about, picturing yourself doing something that you weren't able to do, like feel better,
Right,
or something healing and coming together within you
right.
for the next morning.
Mhm. That makes sense. I know someone else was, we were talking about, you can feel great and then all of a sudden you go back to that past memory and you're back there again. And
Right,
so the
and
books
that's
I'm
when you
reading are
yeah,
saying
so
you
what
can't do
instead
it.
what you're doing is literally, let me take over here.
Okay,
What you're doing, because I don't want to get into a whole session.
no,
What you're doing is changing the pattern of what you're used to, and the thinking's going to come in and try to sabotage it. That's all it
Right.
knows to do. That's what we call the mind of fear.
right,
And that's what we live in our lives most often. So if you can catch those times that all of a sudden a thought comes in, oh, I feel like crap,
let
or
it go.
I know I'm going to be hurting soon because I'm doing this. And if we can catch those times and negate them, not
Yeah.
resist them, but negate them and treat them, that mind of fear, like a child, and say, wait over there.
Right.
I'm
We'll
not
let it
ready for you
pass.
yet.
Yeah.
All right, you finish first. I'm sorry.
Oh, no. I mean, it's, you go back to your own patterns, and if you keep going back to your own patterns, you're never gonna feel any different.
All
And
right.
that's what I'm saying. So you've got to be in the
right.
present and then move forward and let go of the past and let go of the memories. And
No,
all that.
I don't have to. You have to.
I do. Well, that's what I mean.
Yes, and you got to keep that in mind.
Yes.
Otherwise, the words they dissolve. Got to keep that in mind.
Right.
All right. So let me
A
ask.
little nauseousness today. So you can
I'm
work on
sorry,
it.
you go first.
I felt kind of a little nauseous today. So maybe that's something you can.
All right. They say that the abdominal cavity, the stomach area, is
And
the second brain in the body. And all the nerve endings are in there and everything else besides other parts of the body. So
The vagus nerve.
I don't know about that.
Oh, well, you look at it. That's
Yeah, I don't know anything about anatomy or physiology.
Okay.
I really don't. Nothing. I'm so ignorant.
I know too much about
I was
it. That's the
married one
problem.
time to a neurologist, and what I learned medically was what I heard her saying over the telephone in phone consults, and I only heard one half the conversation. And so that's what I know medically, which is nothing. So, all right. So what I'd like to do is to work with you, if you don't mind.
That's fine.
All right, good. And I just need you to just try to get everything out of your head. Okay, my dear. And please do keep me updated.
That's why I'm here every week.
All right, good. I appreciate it.
No, but I will.
All right. And good. I appreciate it. Samantha, my dear.
Hi, Mark. I would love to get some healing on help with sleeping, not going to sleep. I have no trouble falling asleep. It's just waking up at 3 in the morning and just trying to go back to sleep, or usually I can't go back to sleep. And then
Okay.
I'm just kind of laying in bed doing nothing, or watching TV, or trying to go up to go to the bathroom, just trying to kill time until it's time to get up.
Okay. All right. And are you exhausted during the day?
Yes.
Okay. And some people may hear a high-pitched frequency or chirping or whatever when I'm doing this. And that's what I refer to as the spirit moving through. And I never hear it, everyone else does. So. You know, another thing I just finished, but another thing is that, what did I get? When at night, when you're going to sleep, your brain is just so darn active prior to going to sleep of all the things that you'd like to do or need to do or whatever. So what I'm suggesting is write those down so you don't have to carry them and remember them at night.
Okay.
Capiche?
Yes, that makes a lot of sense. Thank you.
Yeah. And then you won't have to worry about them or be concerned about them.
Okay.
And
Thank
which will make you wake up later for other reasons.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Sure.
Thanks, Mark.
My honor, my pleasure with both y'all. And Kathy, please tell me one thing that's really bugging you.
A little embarrassing. I was constipated and I was literally on the bathroom seat about 2 hours, like giving birth, screaming, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. And when
Okay,
it came out,
Kathy.
huge.
Okay, Kathy. What do you have? Are you? I'm just curious. I don't know anything medically. Do you take fiber?
No, I know I should, and I screwed up.
All right,
But
that's your
what's
answer.
interesting is that how could the colon have created something this wide? Is there something
I don't know,
wrong with-
Kathy. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. But what I'd
Fiber.
like, yeah, or maybe what you're having is too much fiber.
Right. I think I didn't have enough, and the end result was I now have a hemorrhoid which I could throw up because I have a
All right,
terrible fear.
All right, Kathy, that's another topic. So we're going to stay with
Yeah.
one thing, okay?
Okay.
All right. I don't want to turn this into a whole session.
Right.
All right. So, what was I going to say? What I'd like to, you know, what I'll say is what I've heard, and I'll use that of what you might want to do. I'm not prescribing or diagnosing or telling anyone to do it. I let people tell me what's happened with them since. So what I'm suggesting of what I've heard is if you do say like you get say 4 in the afternoon or 2 in the afternoon or whenever you choose at approximately a similar time every day for at least a couple days a week, is to take 2 teaspoons of baking soda, put it in a glass of water, whether it be cool. Let me finish. And put it in a glass of water and mix it around. And if you drink it, wait until it's dissolved. It'll take about 15 seconds, 10 seconds. And then if you drink it, that will help, to my understanding, the abdominal cavity and the digestive and the elimination. Does that make sense, hon?
Yeah. I think my terror is that I have pain where the hemorrhoid is. I know about the
Yeah,
Bates
well, this
cyst.
will, okay, but, and that's good. I mean, it's not good, but it's a different topic. I'm not going to go there. Okay? I want to state this. This might be an answer to that as well to help.
Thank you, Mark.
My pleasure. And so let me ask a blessing on you, okay, hon? All right. And another thing is, honest to God, be of good cheer. Don't carry the fear of that.
Thank you.
Bruce, please, anything in particular you'd like me to work with?
I guess my first thought is my right eye has some wet macular generation, and it's periodic. It's not all the time, but I have gotten shots for it. And there's some side effects from that. One is that you might get some blurriness around close vision, and it just can't affect you if it's not
All
treated.
right.
But
So in other words, the side effects are from the cause. So let me work with the cause.
Okay.
All right. There. Let's see what transpires from this, Bruce.
thank you.
Okay. All right, good. Hey, Patty
Hey, Mark.
and Sue Gray, yay. All right. Lindsay Novak, you're the next on the thing, the square. I can't hear you. Do you know how to turn on the mic for that?
There, okay. Now,
Yep.
okay. I'm on my phone because we're having a storm.
Okay. So first question I have for you, how are you doing since last time that we worked? Did you notice a change or difference? Be candid.
Yeah. What did we work on?
I don't recall. I just know that I worked with you. It's okay. Don't worry about
I
it.
can't remember.
That's fine.
But I re-injured my groin muscle.
Okay.
And I can't help it because I live 3 flights up.
Okay. So there's the stress of walking and stuff like that.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Also, if you were to take it really easy for a couple of days somehow, and then you'll notice that you'll be able to do it a lot easier, walking and stuff, and straining it a little bit, which would be good after a couple of days. But let me work with you, hon.
Okay. And it's both sides.
Okay. I know you can't, but if you could, what would it feel like if it's almost like the muscle relaxing in there and not tightening. Can you feel movement in the muscle?
I mean, it hurts.
Did you feel like, and not to put words into your mouth, I want you to be candid with me. Did you feel like a gentle flow? Even
No,
though
I felt pressure.
okay, all right, good. That helps me to know. And what about there? What's it like? Be candid.
Oh. The pain is less. I'm sitting right now, so
Okay.
yeah, the pain is less.
All right.
Yeah, I stayed in bed all weekend.
Okay. But the pain is less.
Yeah,
And let's see what that transpires into.
I wish I could just hold up here.
I don't understand what you mean.
You know, I wish I didn't have to leave the apartment because then I have to go down 3 flights.
I
But
know. But what we're going to do, that's looking for future discomfort.
oh, yeah. Well, should I not go to physical therapy?
If it's hurting you and if you notice it getting more, why would you want to punish yourself?
Yeah,
Just my personal perception.
yeah. No, I agree.
Okay. All right.
Oh, yeah, as long as that pain.
Yeah. There was one time that I worked with, someone had an appointment with me. They came over and they had this great discomfort in their body. And they were going to, and so she said it happened at, through some kind of an accident. I don't remember what. And so I worked with her and she left with no discomfort whatsoever in her body. And then she came back next week or 2 weeks later and said, I'm hurting so bad. And I said, you left with nothing, and it was all better. What happened? And she says, I don't know, but I had all these appointments afterwards for different types of therapies. And, so it was a perpetual thing that kept happening. And I said, look, if you're feeling better, chill it, if the therapies are really hurting you.
Right. And sometimes,
not suggesting that, you shouldn't do therapy because then you're going to be called non-compliant by the medical community if you don't do that. So, you have to determine for yourself,
right.
what's correct for you. All right, good.
Thank
Good.
you. Yeah.
My honor, my pleasure. All righty. Miss Gray, how are you, young lady? Turn on your mic. There you go.
Good.
Any-
I have been wrestling with, it's tissue, ropey tissue in my palm that seems to have gotten worse since I had a trigger finger surgery. But
Okay.
apparently I have some of this, it pulls the fingers down. And I have a little bit to some degree in both hands, but the one that's really bad is runs
The
up.
one you had surgerized.
Yes.
I know.
If we could loosen that up, I'd appreciate it.
Are you doing any kind of stretching exercises or other
I
kinds of?
haven't because I guess because nobody gave me any protocol for that.
Oh,
And just, it was kind of like, well, this is the sort of thing that happens when you injure your palm. Catchers get that, and there's nothing you can do about it. So that was the story. Other than a painful injection that will disintegrate the fascia.
yes, yes, I understand. I understand. All right, let's see if, and there's no discomfort in it. It just.
Not really, it just bugs me because it's like I can't grab a jug of milk or something without straining my poor thumb because I can't open my hand.
Because it's too tight.
It's too tight.
Yes, I
Yeah, see, like,
grasp.
yeah.
I grok, as they used to say.
Yeah.
That's from a book, Stranger in Strangeland. Forget it. All right. What's wrong, Patty? No, that was a book. It was from Highland. So, I remember.
Oh,
All right. Yeah.
all right.
All right. So let me work with your hand. And put your hand either on a desk or on your lap or hold it up, whatever you choose.
I'll hold it up.
Okay. And you may sense something happening, hon. You feel a sensation inside?
Yeah, and actually it's lower than I would have thought. Yes. And I felt like it was moving up and down and up and down.
That's life force moving through you. So let's see if that affects you.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah, that was very
rock.
cool.
Cool,
Thank you.
cool. Marie, my dear. I haven't seen you in a long time. My God, since Phoenix, I think.
Yes, yes. So grateful to be here. I made a donation for myself and an elderly friend that I've brought to see you before. For myself, I had a umbilical hernia.
Oh, wow.
So any healing or support around that, I would be so
Yeah,
grateful.
I don't know. Everyone is just so unique. I just worked with a buddy of mine about a month ago who had that. And same thing, same thing. So let's see if I can affect you like I did with him.
Okay.
I
Thank you.
pray so, God.
Me too.
Notice I look up when I say, oh, God, I pray so, but it's really within and all around and everything. All right. There. Let's see how that affects you, hon.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
even if you, you know, may not even need a surgical procedure for that now. Let's see.
Wonderful. Thank you. I
What
was
about your friend?
I was in prayer and meditation about it, and it was like, go see Mark. And I'm like, why? Because it happened to me about a month ago, and I'm like, why didn't I think of this sooner? But
Let's see how this
any-
works with you. What
thank you
happens
so
from now
much.
on? And if it doesn't ease or it's easily taken care of or something, I don't know. I don't know.
Thank you.
My
Thank
honor.
you
Who's
so
your
much.
friend now?
Um, Portia Cooley, she's in her mid 80s. She had lost her husband about maybe a year or two ago. Anyway, she's been to the doctor. They're not exactly sure what it is. She is having gastrointestinal issues. I kind of think it might be irritable bowel syndrome, but I don't know if she's still getting different tests to rule out some of the problems she's having. But I know she's been so blessed by your work before. So
Oh, good. Good. All right. All right. So let me work with her again, but keep me updated on her too, will you please? And yourself. Yeah, for her, just a suggestion that I heard works well is doing a couple fiber capsules
great.
for her.
Okay. This down.
And you can get, I don't know if there's a difference in qualities from Walgreens to Sprouts or Whole Foods. I don't know. But any fiber capsule, to my understanding.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I
Like
know sorry.
2 a.m. or something like that.
And I know just when I tell her that I ask you for prayers, I know psychologically it'll be night and day for her. So
Yeah. Yeah. All right, my dear.
thank you so much.
Yeah. Please do keep me updated on that. I really appreciate that.
Will do. Thank you. Do you have a date for coming back into Phoenix next? Or
Yes. And it's in what month is this?
August?
Are you sure?
August 24th.
I'll be back. I'll be doing a healing circle on Friday night, the 17th.
Okay.
And thanks, Len, she put it up. And on the 18th and 19th, I'll be doing appointments.
Okay, perfect.
And talk to Sue Cavas. She's the hub in Arizona.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
And she always does sets up the appointments and also the tell you about the circle and stuff like that. And it'll be on the website too.
Okay.
All right, good. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Miss MEK. Please, young lady. Hi. From Colorado.
Down the road.
Yes. Anything in particular you'd like me to work with, please?
I have a history of right-sided headaches that I am just so sick of.
Oh.
They're pretty regular.
Have I ever worked with them before?
Maybe. I did do a class with you at Unity a really long time ago, and then an individual session, but I don't think it was for headaches.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. Not that I have a memory, but all righty. Close your eyes for a second, hon.
Okay. Do you mind if I turn the video off?
Oh, that's fine.
Okay.
All right, now turn the video on for a second if you don't mind. And right here on your side, if you push in right underneath the skull plate there, the bottom plate, is it tender?
Better than it's been in 3 days.
All right, now gently palpate without hurting yourself. How does that feel? And how is it now going into your neck right here with one finger pushing in? How does that feel?
I'm really tender along there, but
Yes. All right, so hold that for a second with one finger. Don't palpate it or move it around or anything else. Just hold it. There, did you feel like a flow?
no.
Okay, no, that's fine. That's fine. Now, take your hands away and move your head around a little bit. Go back there. How is that now? That same area.
I feel like it's that like 50% better than what it's been the last 3 days.
Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to work with the skull plate a little bit, the plates in the
Okay.
head. And just close your eyes for a moment. And tell me what you might sense you think is happening real subtly. Right there. Open up your eyes, move around a little bit. Tell me how your headache is compared to before. If it's better, worse, the same, what?
I can turn my head better to the left.
Good, good. A lot of that, in my perception, I don't know anything medically, but a lot of that is coming from right in here. Right in the neck, right below, right here, it's real tender. It was even more so. And if you can just gently put your finger right there, that was a real tender area.
Yeah, it still is.
Yeah, and what you can do at night, this is really neat. If you can just put your hand there
Okay.
when you're laying down, just for a few minutes before you go to sleep, and imagine, or even during the day sometime, if you can lay on a table or whatever, and put your hand there and imagine almost like the hands of God coming out of you. And they know what to do. You don't have to direct it. They know what to do. And then if you were to move around a little bit, you'll see that it's different from then on.
Mm. Okay.
Now, can you turn your head even better?
Yep.
Good. That will help. That will help.
Thank you.
My honor, my pleasure. All right. Let's see here. Sue, I worked with you. I'm sorry. How do you feel? Good. Good. And Patty, my dear.
Hey, Mark,
Hi.
I want to tell you something quickly first. I was talking to my friend Marianne tonight, and I told her I got to get going to the healing circle. She says, do you know that when Mark worked on my lower back, it was several months ago, She has never had pain again. And even her chiropractor is saying, I haven't seen you in months. What happened? She says, well, I got healed. So I just thought I'd tell you that because I was talking to her tonight.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you for sharing
Yeah,
that.
she's very relieved. Mark, I'd like you to work with my kind of similar to this last lady. Underneath the skull, I've been going for treatments. It is in so much pain, especially my right side. I had to take painkillers today. The treatments are helping, but not as much as I thought they would. So
Yeah.
anything you can do to release it or
Too
help
much
it.
treatment, what it does, it creates, or too much or too often, it creates what's called a fixation. The more you do it, the more it's going to hurt and have an effect. It may feel better for the moment, but it's going to keep the momentum of the discomfort going. It's just like when we're real young, we learn to crack our knuckles. And what we're doing is displacing the synovial fluid in between the joints. And so then all of a sudden we feel pressure on our knuckles and we have to crack them again or try to crack them. And what that does, it deteriorates the cartilage. So, and the fluid is in there to try to cushion it all. And we're constantly displacing it. So the more often you do it, the more you need to do it. And same thing sometimes with treatments that we get. If we get them too often, then that will contribute to that. Just, my suggestion. And sometimes we go our whole lives getting treatments, and that creates a fixation. The more you do it, the more you have to do it. Just my perception of things. In any case, let me work with that in there with the discomfort that you have, hon. Turn your head a little bit, Patty, and tell me if you notice a difference, hon.
The neck is better, but it's creating a worse
Okay.
headache.
Yeah.
They've been accompanying headaches almost every day.
Yeah, that's like an effect. So
Mhm.
work with that, huh? A little bit. There, I just saw it's almost like the skull plates were opening a little bit where the pressure was building. You notice it in your right eye?
No, but I feel movement back here.
Okay.
A lot of movement.
All right, now move your head around a little bit. Is the headache as much or worse or the same or better?
It's lighter, less of a pain, I should say, less.
All right, good. Let it integrate. Is it more of a
I
pressure
will.
than pain?
The headache
Yes.
or the neck?
The headache.
The headache is pressure.
Okay, that will dissipate.
That's what I saw in my head, that it's going to get to a place of,
Yes. Yeah.
thank you.
All right, my pleasure. Catherine, please talk to me.
There.
Hi.
Hi. So you would like to work on one thing at a time, is that correct?
Yes, just one thing, please, for the
Okay.
healing circles.
Okay, let me think. And since your focus is more skeletal and neurological,
And
it's not,
yes.
what is the bio thing relate to? The biological or whatever
Disease.
disease.
Yeah.
So you could work on the diabetes. Is that correct?
I guess, yeah. But you know, with diabetes, I realize also that a lot of it, or excuse me, oftentimes, not saying this is you, but oftentimes it pertains to diet.
Yes. Yes, I do feel I gave it to myself.
Yes.
Okay, then let's work on the neurological thing
Okay.
of um, both extremes of depression and anxiety. Can you work on that?
That's not neurological.
Oh, it isn't?
No. That's emotional and then neurological effect.
Okay,
See what I'm saying, hon?
I grok it. I read it too. Go ahead.
What I can do is one of two things. If you have something that's hurting in you, I can work with that gladly. And or I can ask a blessing on you for that, uh, for that, uh, the emotional with the effects of the neurological. If that makes
Okay.
sense, for the anxiety and stuff like that.
Okay, let's do that.
All right. Sounds wonderful. Look inside of yourself. What I want you to do is to imagine that you're looking around your heart. Okay?
Okay.
And tell me, can you see color or light? Can you imagine? Using your imagination to image in action.
Well, I can kind of give it.
I'm sorry?
I can kind of give it a color.
No, no, don't do that because that's controlling.
Oh.
And what I want you to do is get out of the control and imagine what's being shown to you of what might be there. And it'll come to you. You're not going to create something. It'll come to you, an idea. What color would it be? If it should.
I actually have a hard time visualizing or being sensitive in this way.
I know, because you spent your whole life needing to control. Does that make sense?
I'm pretty out of control to tell
I
you the
know.
truth. Okay.
I understand, hon. I really do.
Okay.
And I don't want to get into a session with this. So now what I want you to do is to imagine if someone inside of you, if a living consciousness inside of you was showing you a color, what would that be? Try to imagine. Let it come to you. Don't create one. It'll be an idea that comes to you.
It might be white.
Okay, cool. All right, now, if you were to experience that white, as you refer to it, it's really clear, clean light. How does that feel in your body? What do you think?
I think it would feel light and open.
Okay,
Free.
good, excellent, excellent. And in those moments that you were doing this exercise, did you feel the anxiety or the worry or the fear?
No.
Exactly. Focus on that as many times during the day as you can for the first couple days. Then you'll notice that the anxiety doesn't have a place to fit into. Does that make sense, hon?
Well, it sounds pretty cosmic.
It might be cosmic, it might be psychological, it might be somatic, it might be who knows what, but it works.
The anxiety won't have a place to fit into. Is
Correct.
that what? Okay.
Yes. Because you just experienced that. So there's a truth to that.
Yes.
Capiche?
I grok it.
You crock.
I grok it. Yeah.
See, Patty, it does work. All right.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you
My
very
honor.
much.
My honor. All right, Yvette, hey. Talk to me, Yvette. Anything in particular, my dear?
Hi, Mark. Yes, my right lower tooth is hurting, and I just had work done putting a crown like 3 months ago.
Oh. Okay. All righty. Your right lower tooth in the back?
Kind of parallel. If I go vertically up towards my brain, it would be towards the outer eye of the eye.
Okay.
It's that tooth in terms of location, if that helps.
Okay. Can you tell if there's any difference in there now?
It's still hurting. Like today, it's been an increase that even, chewing on like something soft like salmon or having something cold in terms of a drink.
Yeah,
So I've been favoring the left-hand side, and it's probably because it's hurting that it feels to me like it's swollen, but that may be relative to more the pain than possibly that there's something else going on, given that I
Yes.
just have a crown going on.
yes. And tell me something, do you notice a difference now compared to before, or is it the same or worse or better?
It's still about the same.
Okay. What I might suggest is that I felt life force flow through it, but at the same time, what I might suggest is going back to the dentist and saying, hey, look, is it possible I have an abscess?
Oh my gosh, I hope not.
Oh,
Okay.
no, it'd be easy to treat if you did.
Well, I just went through that on the left-hand side, and
Okay.
I was at a different dentist, and I kept telling him, and he kept dismissing me. And this dentist, and this was been going on for like a year, and this
Yeah.
dentist found the abscess on the left-hand side.
Yeah, okay. And, but we're talking about this other tooth now. So what I might suggest, because they can easily eradicate that and
Okay.
give you whatever,
Okay.
antibacterial swab or something like that as well. If that should be the case.
Okay.
All right, hon?
All right, I appreciate it. Thank you, Mark.
Yeah, sure. And also, you'll see that it's easily eradicated. And it was a blessing that you got. So it's going to take care of you. Please
Yeah,
trust
only
that.
because with that last abscess,
I'm
it
sorry, I
took
can't
3
hear you.
months that with that last abscess on the left-hand side after the surgery, it took 2.5, almost 3 months just to
Well, I
resolve
don't know
that.
about that. I'm not concerned about that because I didn't work with that. I
Oh,
worked,
no, just about going through like a deja vu now on the right-hand side. That
Yeah.
hopefully it's not going to be as bad.
correct. Capiche?
Thank you, Mark.
My pleasure. My pleasure. My total pleasure. Please, Wendy, do you notice any differences in how you might feel? Ooh, we're going late.
Right now,
Yes.
I'm feeling good,
Okay. All right. Helen.
actually.
Awesome. You look marvelous, darling.
Oh, well, thank you, dear.
Samantha, how you doing, hon?
Just looking forward to going to sleep tonight.
Good.
I'm
Good.
still at work. I have to work till 10:30, so I'm really tired.
All right. Do that exercise we talked about.
Okay, write things out so I don't have to think about them.
At night, right.
Okay, I will try. Thank you.
Awesome. Awesome. Sue, how you doing in your neck area? Sue Gray, I'm sorry. How you doing?
My hand is, I'm thinking, even as we speak, about it stretching more, and I feel like it's making progress.
All right,
So
good.
that would be lovely. Thank you.
It is lovely. That's great. Marie, how you doing, hon?
Good. I just feel such a sense of peace and calm and
Awesome.
just feel really good. Thank
Awesome.
you.
And keep me updated about your friend too, please. Patty, how you doing?
The pain is still there, but it feels like it's not my neck and my head anymore.
Okay. Yeah, let's see what it turns into, and if there isn't like a break that it releases now. Let's see what transpires from all this. And tomorrow we'll talk about that.
Right.
All right.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure. And Miss MEK?
I can still turn my head better to the left.
Good.
Mhm.
Yes, and be gentle with yourself. No straining or stressing.
Okay,
Just be gentle for a couple days.
thank you.
Lindsay, how you doing, hun? If you're there. And if not, Catherine, how you doing?
Well, can you hear me?
Yes.
Sorry. I'm pretty happy with that visualization that you gave me, and I want to write it down so I can remember that.
Okay, I don't even remember what I said, but
There's just no room for anxiety to fit in.
okay. Yeah, as long as it's just like replacing it with something else.
Yes. Yes.
It's whatever we want to give life to in our life. And that's what's important.
Yes.
Yvette, my dear, thank you, Catherine.
Mhm.
Yvette, please talk to me if you're there. There you go.
I am.
How you doing, hon?
Okay.
And I worked with you, didn't I?
Yes, you did on the lower tooth,
Yes.
right-hand side.
Do you notice any change or not? Or is it better or worse or the same?
It's a little bit better, but there's still some pain there.
Okay, let's because it's never the end of the story, and
Yes.
let's see what transpires. But if you do go back to the dentist, regardless whether you have fear of it or not, or worry that something else is wrong, it just might be, not to give a definitive, but it just might be a little abscess in there or tissue that's irritated. Capiche? All right. All right,
Thank you.
everyone.
I'll give them a call tomorrow.
Please, yes. And say, I want to see you now. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. We went over a little bit, and I apologize, but I had to rush through all this. But thank you so much for being here. And see you next Tuesday night. I'd love to hear from y'all. Don't forget the appointments in whatever form you want them. And also on the website, gifting or supporting, whatever you want to call it. And the events coming up, look on the website. Thank you, everyone, so much.
Thank you.
Oh, my pleasure. Oh, last thing real quickly. Lynn, is there anything in particular you'd like me to work with if you're there?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, it would be awesome for a blessing that for a connection that works, internet connection. No. My friend Linda is still.
Your friend Linda is what? I couldn't hear.
A really tough time.
Can you type it out real quickly, what you want me to work with Linda with?
Sure. Her husband
I can't hear you, hon.
died a while back.
I couldn't hear you. It broke up too much. And if you can type it out real quickly for Linda. There it is. Linda's husband died and she still hadn't, okay. Okay, I asked a blessing on her, hon. And so let's see what happens with that. And will you keep me updated how she's doing?
Yes, thank you.
My honor. And I asked a blessing on you too. So,
Thank you.
all right. Enjoy, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank
Bless you, Mark.
Is
And
there
please-
anything we can give to you? Is there anything you need?
Yes, there is, matter of fact. And what it is letting me know how you're doing.
Aw,
I would appreciate that.
okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Thank